Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. I want to start off by saying thank you to all of our Booster Club members for your many donations and much more, your prayers. We visited faraway countries and strange lands. We've even spoken to dignitaries and were detained for spreading the glorious gospel in Cuba. The truth is that the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel were scattered throughout the world. Help us on our journey as we continue to raise up the nation of Israel. 12 tribes worldwide. Join or donate today. Shalom.
All right, the topic is, the name of the class is, what about my life outside of the truth? Write that down. What about my life outside of the truth? Because you know, hey, brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you start getting offices and jobs and stuff in the body, or even not even that, you know what I'm saying? When sometimes sisters and brothers checking on you saying, why you ain't make it to this? You know what I'm saying? I need you to come to this or that. It's like the attitude with a lot of brothers and sisters be like, damn, can I live? Like, why you gotta know? Why you gotta know all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I got a life. So we gonna go to the scriptures now. These are some of the scriptures that, you know what I'm saying, was really my foundation in the truth when I came into the truth. You know, for some reason, these was the main scriptures I was learning, and that's what molded my spirit to be the way it is. That's why, you know what I'm saying, every day I'm trying to put a brick in for the Lord. I don't even know what the outside world really is no more. You know what I'm saying? This is my life. You would never ever, brother, ever heard me say, like, bro, I got stuff to do, like, outside of this. You know what I'm saying? Of course, brothers be having stuff to do sometimes. Y'all know what I'm saying. But you ain't really never heard nothing like that come out of my mouth. Because I know, you know what I'm saying, this my life. This all that matter. But a lot of brothers and sisters don't think like that. So we going to go in the Bible. We going to let y'all judge after these scripts come out. You know what I'm saying? What about your life after the truth? What about your life outside of the truth? Well, yeah, what about it?
It ain't life.
You know what I'm saying? But let's start with Colossians 3 and 2. Colossians 3 verse 2. Look, excuse me. Lord's willing, we get through it all because we started real late. Colossians chapter 3 verse 2.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 2. Set your affection on things above.
So God says set your affection on things above. What is affection generally associated with? Like in the world, when you think of affection, what is that associated with? What's your name, bro? With the blue mask on. Right there. Said Mike? No. You in a black shirt, black t-shirt.
Brother Ozias.
Brother Ozias, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What I just asked you? Yeah, affection. What is affection associated with?
Love.
Right, love, right? So the word love. Like, if I can tell somebody I love you in a message without spelling out the word love, what emoji I'm going to use?
Like a heart.
The heart. You see what I'm saying? Who got a 1611 Bible? What's the word with the two lines, you know what I'm saying, on the side to let you know what affection really mean in that verse?
Mind.
The mind. What is the heart according to the Bible? Huh?
The mind.
Can you prove that real quick? Because there's new people in here.
Mark 7 and 21.
All right, let's read that real quick. Mark 7 and 21. See what God really saying. Mark 7 and 21.
The book of Mark, chapter 7 and verse 21. For from within, out of the heart of men.
Out of the heart of men, read.
Proceed evil thoughts.
Wait a minute. I thought, the heart. Was right here. Do thoughts process in here or up here? Huh? I don't see brothers saying, is y'all looking? Do thoughts come out of here or up here? Okay. Oh, I like to see movements and engagements. I want to know brothers really paying attention. I ain't up here just to sound. I don't even like how my voice sound. I don't be trying to be doing this just to be doing it. I really want to edify my brothers and sisters. All right? So, the heart, biblically, you know what I'm saying, more often than not, God is referring to your mind. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
So let's go back to Colossians 3 and 2.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Set your affection on things above.
So God said, set your mind, set your heart, set your affection on things above. You know what I'm saying? Because I know when we was in the world, you know what I'm saying, like I used to listen to Young Dolph. You know what I'm saying? I think one of my favorite songs by him was let me see. You know he had to get to the money and all of that, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about? If y'all don't, hey, all praise it. He wicked as hell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, officers are right, no. But my mind in the world, my affection was on money. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even like no big whoremonger like that. I wouldn't even really worry about females like that. My mind was really on money. You know what I'm saying? So when I came into the truth, I transferred that energy to the things above. That's what God commands of us. This is one of the first scriptures that one of my first ever counselors showed me in the truth. You know what I'm saying? He said, look, go here. He went to Psalms 37 and 4, Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 11. They precepts for this verse. I can write it down. All right? But he went to them scriptures in this one right here, and I never forgot it. It was seared in my brain. He was like, look, the same way your mind, you know what I'm saying, your affection, which you desired in the world, now that you're in the truth, you know, that affection, that same energy got to be towards the Most High and His Son. That's what you got to set your heart on, your affection. All right? Read on.
Not on things on the earth.
Not on things on the earth. So you shouldn't be deeply affectionate about things that's carnal, things that pertain to this temporary life. Should none of this ever come before, you know, what the Lord ordained for you above. All right? If your window's down, please go roll up your windows. It's finna rain. So if your window down, roll up your windows. It's finna rain. All right? What I was saying, you know I don't like getting interrupted, bro. Just keep reading. Come on.
For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Christ in God.
So when it says ye are dead, what does that mean? Ye are dead, and your life is hid with Christ. What does it mean ye are dead? Am I looking at a whole bunch of dead people right now? What does it mean, Timothy? Or
That mean the life you used to have, you ain't got it no more.
right, the life you used to have, you ain't got it no more. So the old man, the old you, supposed to be dead. So everything that you was crazy about, everything that you was going so hard for and involved with in a world that did not pertain to God, that stuff supposed to die with the old you. God said you are dead, and your life is here with Christ now, your new life. Read on.
When Christ, who is our life,
Christ, who is our what?
our life.
Wait a minute. So the name of the class is, what about my life outside of the truth? Right here, the Bible is saying, because you know they be saying we too extreme, I do got a life outside of the truth. But it say, when Christ, who is our life, who in here can really honestly say, you know what I'm saying, that, hey, Christ is my life. Every day I wake up, everything I do, you know what I'm saying, is funneled through what Christ wants me to do. Not many of us in here can really say that. But if you are Israelite, united in Christ, that's what all of us supposed to be able to say. But that's why we going over this class, because a lot of us ain't at that point yet. But we got to be. A lot of us really think that we can live a separate life outside of this truth. No, you didn't learn this truth to become a part-time Israelite, to cut out half of the BS that you was into, and then half the time, you know what I'm saying, you put on the fringes, put on the purple and gold, and be with the people with the Bibles. No, you learn this truth to be converted, to become a whole different person, to become we gonna get into it, you really becoming a slave of God. I know people like, huh? What? Yes. Yes. You giving your life over to the Most High God. So everything that, you know, he didn't have nothing to do with, especially your wickedness and all of that, that's supposed to be out the window now. Christ is our life. Read on.
Shall appear. Then shall ye also appear with him in glory.
Right. So who wanna get that? Who wanna get that glory? Because a lot of people, all right, a lot of people struggle with, you know what I'm saying? They got the backgrounds in the world where they was known. I know some brothers was in fraternities. Some brothers was in the sports, entertainers. Some brothers was, you know what I'm saying, big time in the world. And you got glory out of that. You know what I'm saying? You got glory everywhere you went. Hey, man, what's up, man? Da, 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 da. So now when you come into the truth, can you be a Greek in this truth? No. Can you be Young Money Entertainment in the truth? No. So that means that the glory of the world that you used to have and used to experiencing, you ain't getting that no more. And that take a toll on a lot of people. So you telling me I got to give up all them handshakes and them parties and them likes and them shares for Shalom, Most High in Christ, bless? I got to give all that up for that? You know what I'm saying? That really take a toll on some people. But hey, that's what a lot of people don't understand what they really getting themselves into. This ain't no social club. This ain't something you just join in the church. You know how in the world you can have churches and you move and you just join the church, but you keep living your same old life. This ain't that. You ain't just find no new church. Y'all understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Y'all beginning a whole new life. Everything become new. That's what the Bible say. All right, from there, let's get Revelation 3, verse 15. Revelation 3, verse 15. Lord's willing, we get through all these scriptures. Revelation 3, verse 15.
Revelation chapter 3, verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot.
So this is Christ addressing a church in Revelation. He said, I know your works, that you are neither cold nor hot. Read on.
I would thou wert cold or hot.
Read.
So then, because thou art lukewarm.
So Christ said, look, I'd rather you be in it or out of it. And when you in it, you got to be in it. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you be really, really in this life or not in it at all. Y'all understand that? That's what it means, hot or cold. You in it or you ain't in it. So he said, because there are what?
Lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot.
Since you're trying to be 1 foot in and 1 foot out, you're trying to be a part-time Israelite. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to live this life when you want to live it on your own terms. Read on.
I will spew thee out of my mouth.
Right. You see, he made an analogy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know anybody in here that would like or appeal to room temperature coffee. Some people like the hot coffee or the iced coffee. You know what I'm saying? But if you drink that coffee thinking it's finna be hot or it's finna be iced coffee and it's room temperature, you know what I'm saying? That's what you gonna do. Christ made that analogy for us in this truth. You either gonna be going hard, you gonna be really doing this about this life, or you just need to go back into the world, go back and sit in the bleachers. Y'all understand that? That's Christ. This is Christ speaking. Y'all be thinking it just be us. You know, that we just trying to. No. Trust me. If it weren't for this Bible, I wouldn't be telling you brothers to do nothing but get some money. You know what I'm saying? But I've been reading this Bible. We've been reading this Bible. That's why orders, tasks, things of that nature are given out to you brothers. Expectations. all of that, because the Bible says so. All right, let's get the definition of lukewarm real quick. Let's get the definition of lukewarm, the Google definition. Definition of lukewarm. Definition of lukewarm. All right. Read that. Read number 2.
Number 2,
Yeah.
lukewarm. Showing little enthusiasm.
Right. Now read the synonyms.
Indifferent.
So just like some brothers in the crowd right now. No enthusiasm. But now go ahead. Keep reading.
Indifferent. Cool. Half-hearted.
Half-hearted. Hey, you ain't even got to click on the definition and have an idea of what that means. Somebody guess what half-hearted is. Somebody. Anybody? Kakeem? Half-hearted. Remember, he says set your heart on things above. He didn't say set half of your heart. Go ahead.
Shalom, it means just that. You're not fully committed to whatever it is that's happening.
Right. So meaning basically, you know what I'm saying, you kind of in it. You kind of want to do it, but you kind of not. Matter of fact, play that Titus. You got that clip still? This made a lot of sense, you know what I'm saying, when you think about it in the terms of an analogy, right? So who out there seen the movie Rocky? Or heard of it? Rocky, he was a boxer, right? So he had a point in his career when his focus was not really on boxing. Play that clip.
Baby. Side to side, move your head. Watch him now, watch him. Right, remember, he's got 2 hands, right? Damn, man, what the hell are you doing? This guy will knock you on your ass. Come on, Rock, it's not a game. You want to live in the hospital for 5 weeks this time?
That's
You know,
us as your
this joke will
teachers
kill you.
trying to get you right because we know
Come on,
Satan
get
going
your
to
head on your
attack you.
shoulders, man. Think about the fight. Think about the fight. Clubber Lang's in here. He's trying to hurt you, Rock. He's trying to hurt you. Okay, here he comes. Jab. He's jabbing. He's jabbing. He's trying to hurt you. You gotta fight him. You gotta move. Nothing ever taken the meeting. He's up against the rope. Here's the corner. He's hooking. He's hooking. He's hooking. Damn, Rock, come on. What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
He really, he was in the ring, but he really wasn't in the ring. Y'all see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
A lot of y'all in this truth, you got fridges on, you got a Bible, but you're really not in the truth. You see what I'm saying? The teachers represent Apollo Creed. You know, because we understand, we done been through stuff. We read this Bible, we study. We know that Satan is nobody to be playing with. We know, you keep taking orders, you're going to get that presumptuous spirit. You're going to speak evil of your leadership. You eventually going to fall the hell out. So, you need to work on that. Stop being self-willed. Get it together. All right? Brother, stop getting offended all the time, bro. If a brother pull you to the side and tell you something, it's because he love you. Stop always looking for something to find fault in that brother when he's trying to correct you. We telling you, get your mind right, because it's going to be bitterness, it's going to be hatred, you're going to be a murderer, and you ain't going to get the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Get your mind right. But a brother be, yeah, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? When Satan, beating your ass. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because you're not all the way in it. He was half-hearted. And there's some of the brothers and sisters in this truth. All right, let's get Matthew 6:24. Matthew 6:24.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
No man can serve 2 masters.
Read that again.
No man can serve 2 masters.
Once again, the Bible is using the term associated, with order. A master. No, man, meaning this whole world revolves around order. You either following the orders of God or following the orders of Satan. The trip part about it is, Jeremiah, is when you going off your own mind and you say, I'm grown, I'm doing me. Who orders are you following? Because you're only following one or two orders. But brothers and sisters, don't be realizing when you doing your own damn thing, who is you really following?
Satan.
It's only two masters. Everybody is being controlled. Everybody is living by somebody's orders. Guess what? Guess what Satan's order is? Do as thou wilt. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know that's his greatest commandment. That's Satan's greatest commandment. Do as thou wilt. Do what you want to do. You ain't gotta listen to them. So when you think that I ain't doing he said, I'm doing me. When you doing you doing Satan. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
No man can serve two masters. You can't serve both. Read on.
For either he will hate the one and love the other.
Right. So if you really, really in this truth, you know what I'm saying? You're going to love God. You're going to keep the commandments. You're going to be zealous. You're going to be doing the work. You're going to take orders like, okay, what else? You know what I'm saying? If you're really, really in this truth, and guess what? You're going to hate when you see people violating it. You're going to hate when you see brothers not taking orders. You're going to hate when you see brothers and sisters dressing out of order. You're going to hate when you see correction not being given properly or taken properly because you love the Lord. But, you know what I'm saying, if you love doing your own thing, you know what I'm saying, you love, hey, I take pride in, nigga ain't never had to tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Guess who you gonna end up hating? Who you gonna end up hating? God. Remember, we done read, probably 8 or 9 scriptures so far. And the scriptures, I don't know, maybe it's just my interpretation. But it seemed pretty cut and dry. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do what the prophets say. Be meek, be humble. Don't be rough. Don't be over-authoritative when you do got authority. All of that is, pretty clear. So we reading the Bible. So when you find yourself preferring not to do what the Bible clearly say, that's hatred for God. And who are you serving? Who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love when you find yourself not wanting to do what God say? You love the devil. You love the white man kingdom, really, because that's what you slowing up. You done came in these doors. You supposed to be getting built up and trained to go and wake up your people so we can get out of here. Meanwhile, you got bitterness and hatred. You don't want to come around. You don't want to get built up. You don't want to do the work. You ain't doing nothing but slowing God's kingdom down and keeping the white man kingdom up. That's who you really love. That's what it's manifesting. Read on.
Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Uh-huh.
Ye cannot serve God and mammon.
You cannot serve God and mammon, meaning your own lust. Really safe. From there, go to 1 Corinthians 6, verse 19. This is another cut and dry scripture. It mean what it mean. It got to. Ain't no way around it. 1 Corinthians 6:19.
1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 19.
Uh-huh.
What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost,
Read.
which is in you, which ye have of God,
Uh-huh.
and ye are not your own?
Wait a minute. I'm my own man. You know what I'm saying? I do what you... I'm me. I'm grown. But Paul told the Corinthians, know ye not that you not? You not your own. Your body don't belong. You borrowing your body. Y'all know that?
Right.
Do y'all really know that?
Yes, sir.
Prove it. Prove that you know that. Well, I want a scripture.
I got one.
I ain't got to do this, and that, because I ain't. Your body don't even belong to you. your spirit, rather say. Eliakim.
1 Corinthians 3:16.
It's basically what verse 19 said already. Who else got something? I'm going to give y'all a precept real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 15:16. Give y'all a precept real quick. For real. A lot of brothers think they their own man. They do what they want to do.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
For man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them.
Right. So man, you know what I'm saying, it's going into man making idols. So man made them. A person that borrowed his spirit created them. So it's referring to man as the person that borrowed their spirit. All of us in here, we on like terms of a loan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, who deal with real estate or something? Who got a home loan? You know what I'm saying? That's the terms and conditions that we under in this truth. You are borrowing your body. You know what I'm saying? You under contract. If you breach that contract, that's why 1 Corinthians 3:16 say what it say. If you defile the real estate of God, which is you, that you get a chance to borrow while you here, if you defile his real estate, he gonna tear you down. He gonna destroy you. Because why? He the one that really got authority over your body, over your spirit. You don't. He just letting you borrow it. Y'all understand that?
Yes, sir.
Let's go back. 1 Corinthians 6, verse 20 now.
1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 20. For ye are bought with a price.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, glorify God in your body.
So it said that we are bought with a price. What is that going into? You are bought with a price. What is that referring to? Is it talking about when you was sold to the Burgess plantation? Is that what it's talking about? You was bought? What is it talking about? You was bought with a price. Who knows? Brother Abram.
Shalom. Is he talking about atonement? Christ's blood? Christ died for us?
Okay. Bring it home.
So we don't belong to ourselves anymore because we bought with a price, which is Christ's blood?
Right. Okay. All right, now let's go to a scripture that said, Acts 20 and 28. Acts 20 and 28. So we bought with a price, everybody that's in here. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Christ's death, when none of our lives exist, all of us would have been, judged worthy of death, period. But he took on that judgment so we could have life. So you was bought. He paid the price of his life to buy you back to the Most High. Read what you got.
Acts chapter 20, verse 28. Take heed, therefore, unto yourselves and to all the flock, over the which the Holy Ghost have made you overseers, to feed the church of God, which he hath purchased with his own blood.
Which he have what?
Purchased with his own blood.
What's the synonym for purchase?
Bought.
Bought. So he bought you with his blood. He bought you with his blood, meaning you have an owner. You know what I'm saying? If you own something, that means you got control over it. Your car can't, if you own your car can't move without you putting the key in, putting it in drive, pushing the gas. You see what I'm saying? You the owner. You got control. Can't nobody sell it but you, so on and so forth. So everybody in here got an owner. Nobody really has the right that you may think in your own mind. Nobody really has the right to do their own thing because Christ bought you. You've been bought, buddy. For real. From there, let's go to Romans 12 and 1. And don't look at it like a bad thing because, hell, if he didn't buy you, hey, you would have just remained in the hands of your enemies. For real. It wouldn't no salvation coming your way. So you better be glad and appreciative that he bought you with his blood. Read what you got.
Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
So God said we need to present our bodies as a living sacrifice. What was we doing before Christ as the Israelites? What was we doing to atone for our sin? Huh? Who's you in the back? Dang, what's that brother name? Brother Matthew, okay. Animal sacrifice. Now, get the mic. You got the mic? No. I want to see if you know something about animal sacrifice. So, animal sacrifice, right? Could I just get any old animal, animal I really don't care about, or, you know what I'm saying? Or what was the criteria for animal sacrifice?
It had to have no blemishes. It couldn't have a missing leg or missing eyes, that sort of thing.
Right. So remember, who in here got pets? Who in here got pets or raised animals? Like over a certain period of time, especially when you can sit down now, especially when they pure and thoroughbred and all of that, you hold them dear to you. You treat them like they your own sibling or something. For real. Hey, Josiah, you can attest to that, right? With your pit, he called his pit Judah. He treat him like a damn Israelite. He a dog. You know what I'm saying? So God said to atone for your sins, you had to give up the best of your flock that you might have bonded with, that you had value in, that you probably wanted to eat yourself. God said, nope, I need that. Give me that. That's mine. So now, under Christ, he said, present your bodies a living sacrifice. Meaning, don't kill yourself for Christ. But everything, that you got going that's really not important or pertain to him, you're supposed to be able to sacrifice that. If he wants you to do something, if he say, go here, go. Remember, Christ sitting on the right hand of God. How Christ going to tell you if he wants you to hold post or not? How Christ going to tell you if he wants you to teach or not? How Christ going to tell you if he wants you on the camera or not? How he going to do it? How he going to do it, Raphael?
You got to get the order from God, from his father. You got to get the order from his father.
Dang, you miss me, bro.
You missing it.
You miss me, bro. Hezekiah,
Through men.
Right. Through your brothers. That's the only way. You see what I'm saying? So you supposed to be willing, to sacrifice certain things and make room for the Most High. Because he got ownership of you. You owe him. You indebted to him. That's why I read that bottom part again.
That ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
Which is your reasonable service, going back to real estate. You know what I'm saying? That house that you bought, a lot of, if you're dealing with a mortgage, you ain't paid the full price for that house yet. So you living in it, that's just like your body. You in it, you can, you can throw a house party, you can grill, you can sleep in the bed, sleep on the couch, hook up a TV and all that. But every month, you got to pay to remain in that house. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Every month, you in debt. That mortgage, yeah, that's your house. But you in debt. You got to pay that off. And if you don't pay that house off, if you don't continue to keep up on your payments, the real owner going to show who house it really is. You know what I'm saying? Same thing in this truth. For real, you don't aid. You borrowing your spirit right now. That body is not yours. That belongs to the Most High. So since he done granted you a body to have, even though you done did all manner of wickedness, it's your reasonable service to do everything in your power to do the right thing, to do the work, to push this truth, to be about your Father's business. You understand that? You don't have the right to slack off. It's your reasonable service to do the utmost that you can because he letting you borrow that spirit. He can take it from you whenever he get ready. From there, go to Ephesians 4:1. see what Paul called himself. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord.
The what?
Prisoner of the Lord.
So Paul referred to himself as the prisoner of the Lord. Read on.
Beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye were called.
So we're going to deal with that word later, vocation. But right now I want to deal with prisoner. Let's look up the definition of prisoner. Paul said he was a prisoner of the Lord. If anybody know anything about Paul, you know what I'm saying, remember, he was an enemy of Christ and the disciples. He was the opposite. He was an op. You know what I'm saying? For real. He deserved to really get put to death because he was persecuting the disciples. He was afflicting the people following Christ. But Christ granted him repentance, but it was conditional. Hey, you gotta go here, you gotta do this, you gotta go through this and that. For real. Read the definition, bro.
Prisoner, a person legally held in prison as a punishment for crimes they have committed or while awaiting trial.
Hit the little thing, the little arrow. Nah, that ain't, go down. Go down. A person. Okay, yeah, that's the one I wanted. Read the one with the dot. A person captured.
Okay.
Yeah.
A
Right there.
person captured and kept confined by an enemy, opponent, or criminal.
Right. Well, Christ not our enemy, but Paul said he a prisoner of the Lord. Read the synonyms. Watch this.
Prisoner of war, POW, hostage.
Hostage. So a synonym for prisoner is hostage. Click on that. Click on that. Yeah. Hostage. Hostage of the Lord. Read that definition now.
A person seized or held as security for the fulfillment of a condition.
For the what?
Fulfillment of a condition.
That's heavy right there. So Paul said he was a hostage of the Lord. Meaning what? In order to remain in his body, in his earthly body, and do his everyday life, he had to fulfill certain conditions. Did y'all know that? Since y'all didn't walk in these doors, since you didn't find out you was an Israelite, your life became conditional. Remember, in the world, you was counted as dead. They don't walk in dead. They meaningless. You don't enter into life until you learn the laws of God. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
So now that you done learned that, if you don't put that to use, if you don't stay alive, keep his commandments and live, guess what? He got the right to take it because your life is conditional. From there, go to 1 Corinthians 9:16. Let's prove that. Let's prove that. 1 Corinthians 9:16. It's still Paul speaking.
1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 16. For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me.
You know what that means? Paul saying, I ain't got nothing to boast about because necessity is laid upon me. There is needed, because Christ ascended back on the right hand of God, it's people that's needed to, spread the word, spread the gospel. It's necessity that's laid upon you. God, per prophecy, he got to wake up men to go and wake up other men. It's a necessity there. Just like, you know what I'm saying? It's a pandemic. It's a lot of people that have lost their job. When business pick back up, a lot of people going to have the necessity. They're going to need workers. So some people going to get hired even without the proper credentials to really deserve that job. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because it's going to be a necessity laid on that establishment. Same thing with this truth. It's necessary that people, you know what I'm saying, be able to get this knowledge and wake up other people. It's only a necessity. It's not like you was, just a big dog in the world and the Most High was like, yeah, I like him, yeah, he tight. No. It was just a slot open for you. That's it. Read on.
Yea, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel.
You see that? So if I don't fulfill what was necessity that was laid upon me, if I don't do that, woe unto me. What do that mean, woe unto me? Brother Matthew in the back. Now let me get Yasharala. Yasharala, he said, man, I be studying, officer.
Woe means destruction.
Woe mean destruction. So Paul said, destruction gonna come unto me if I do not preach the gospel, if I do not do the work of the Lord. Because, hey, I'm worthy of death. I'm not worthy to be called a disciple. I persecuted the disciples. So if I don't fully be converted and do this work, destruction is coming unto me. I'm going to lose my life. Read on.
For if I do this thing willingly.
Now, even deeper, because some people can think, well, all right, since I got to do it, I'm going to do it. You got to do it a certain way. You know what I'm saying? He said, if I do this willingly, read on.
I have a reward.
If I do it willingly, I have a reward. The reward is the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to get the reward per se in this life. And we going to get into that too. But he said, if I do this willingly, meaning I want to do the work. Read on.
But if against my will.
But if it's against my will, man, I'm tired of officer always post. Man, I'm going to show up the MOV. I'm tired of him yelling all the time about person not showing up. All right. You know what I'm saying? And then he talking about I ain't going to come to Friday night camp, but all right, I'm going to pull up. You know what I'm saying? Meaning what? If it wasn't something grievous, you know what I'm saying, grieving you to basically force you to do it, you wouldn't have done it. God said, if you do this work unwillingly, read on.
A dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me.
That means God only going to use you for a matter of time until he able to bring somebody else in to fulfill your slot. Then it's to hell with you. He going to cast you back out into the world or just kill you. Everybody understand that? Yes, sir. Hey, that's heavy to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do the stuff the way I do it. Because I know I owe the Most High. I don't got the right to just sit and lay back when there's work to be done. For real, I know I deserve to die. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to make sure, hey, I'm fulfilling my conditions. I get to keep my life if I do this work willingly. But a lot of people don't have this spirit. You got to force brothers. Then you got to hear brothers, you know what I'm saying? Hey, can I live? You know I got a life. But your life supposed to be Christ. This supposed to be your life. From there, let's go to Matthew 4:18. So now, let's see how Christ, you know what I'm saying, how his interactions was when he was walking the earth and how the people was back then that followed him. Read what you got.
Matthew chapter 4, verse 18. And Jesus, walking by the Sea of Galilee, saw two brethren, Simon called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers.
They was what?
Fishers.
Right, so these brothers was fishers. They was busy. They was occupied. They had a preoccupation before they met Christ. Read on.
And he said unto them, follow me.
So Christ said, hey, follow me. 2 words, that's it. Simple order. Simple instruction. You know what I'm saying? Follow me. Let's see how they responded. Read.
And I will make you fishers of men.
Uh-huh.
And they straightway left their nets and followed him.
No, they was like, damn, Christ, hold on. You know, I got, you know what I'm saying? What you tripping. You don't see me doing this right now? You know what I'm saying? Nah. It said they straightway left their nets. They stopped what they was doing because they knew, hey, that's the Lord. That's the Lord. That's how you know brothers don't be looking at leadership like we, you know what I'm saying? They don't see Christ in us, bro. Because we don't be getting that no hesitation mode. You know, it wasn't no hesitation. It wasn't no rebuttal. It wasn't no excuses. They stopped what they was doing. They dropped it like it was hot. They held that fishing pole. I'm going to follow you. I'm going to do what you want me to do because they understood, hey. You know what I'm saying? It's our reasonable service. Read on.
And going on from thence, he saw other 2 brethren, James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother,
Read.
in a ship with Zebedee, their father, mending their nets, and he called them.
Right, so these 2 brothers, they was fishers too, but they was fishing with their daddy, they dear beloved father. But watch this, read.
And they immediately left the ship and their father and followed him.
All right, daddy. Hey, you gotta, man, you know how it be too. I know a lot of y'all got daddies and stuff in the world. They didn't try to talk to y'all like, son, now you know I ain't teach you none of that growing up. And you know, you gotta be careful with the stuff you getting into. And it's probably some brothers sitting in here right now that's been knowing this for 6 months, a year, maybe 6 years. And your daddy or your mama, somebody in your ear that was keeping you from coming into this walk. But these disciples, the 12, the one that's going to be governing the kingdom of heaven, you know what I'm saying? You see how they was. You see how proactive they was. They said, hey, peace. Hey, I love you, daddy, but peace. I got to follow the Lord. Meaning what? This truth take precedence over work, over family, and all of that. Or am I misinterpreting it? Am I tripping? Or ain't that what the Bible says, Zerah? Pretty much, right? I ain't tripping, Emma. Okay. Oh, praise it. And y'all see that Zerah said I ain't tripping. All right. From there, go to Matthew 19:27. So right there, it said that they left they nets, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But it's deeper than that, though. They didn't just leave what they was doing for that moment of time. Watch this.
Matthew chapter 19, verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all.
We have what?
Forsaken all.
So remember, this one of the brothers that was fishing, that dropped his net and followed Christ. Now he finally hollering at Christ like, hey, we forsook all, right? We have forsaken all, meaning we left everything behind to follow you. Read on.
And follow thee. What shall we have therefore?
So what's going to be the reward? What we going to get in return for, leaving all that behind to follow you? What we going to get in return? Read.
And Jesus said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, he also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
You know what's heavy about what we just read? Think about it. The first thing he said was, in the regeneration. Meaning what? You're not going to get no reward in this life. You got to imagine what they tell you. You got to think, bruh. If Peter was a full-fledged Negro, he would have been like, man, bye. You know what I'm saying? I got to wait till my next life to get a reward for this. You know what I'm saying? I got to wait till I got to go through this life and never get nothing in return for forsaking my life to follow you. For real, this is a faith-based movement. Y'all know that, right?
Yes, sir.
They had to have faith. That was a test of their faith. Christ said, I don't know what you're expecting in this life, but in a regeneration, you're going to rule the world. You're going to rule the world forever. But hey, in this life, you're just going to have to, walk around, get talked about. You know what I'm saying? Go through trials, It is what it is. But in a regeneration, hey, you're going to live it up. Y'all gotta understand what y'all into. Y'all gotta know what y'all done got y'allself into. For real. Y'all know what y'all got yourself into, man. For real. You gotta be faithful to the day that you die. If you don't get nothing in return while you alive. Based on faith that you stay loyal to the king, he gonna crown you when that day comes. Read on.
And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake.
So you telling me that Jesus Christ, for his name's sake, that brothers and sisters, some brothers and sisters gonna have to forsake their wife, their children, their blood brothers and sisters, they parents, they going to have to forsake them lands, possessions. They going to have to forsake that for his name's sake. He said, hey, them that forsake that for my name's sake, read on,
shall receive an hundredfold, and shall inherit everlasting life.
y'all going to inherit everlasting life. Who knows when that day will come, though? You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's the faith. That's the walk that you chose. When you decided to come in here, profess you Israelite, you believe in Jesus, the black Messiah, that's the life that you chose. So guess what? You got to forsake things that's holding you back from fully committing to Christ, to this work. From there, 2nd Ezra 13:54. 2nd Ezra 13.
2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 54.
Come on.
For thou hast forsaken thy own way, and applied thy diligence unto my law.
So this is the Lord speaking to Esdras. He said, you have forsaken your own way. Not just your brothers, your sisters, your wife, your lands, your parents. You forsaken your own way and did what?
And applied thy diligence unto my law.
And applied diligence unto his law. Meaning what? The law is contrary to your own way. In order, to really keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments, you got to forsake your way. Meaning what? You ain't going to always get your way. And you can't have that attitude like you pissed off and mad when you don't get your way. That's what come with the laws. That's what come with applying rules in this Bible. A lot of them going to be contrary to what you want to do. But you're going to have to forsake your way. Read on.
And sought it. Thy life hast thou ordered in wisdom.
Thy life hast thou ordered in wisdom. Hast thou ordered, meaning what? You're going to have to prioritize for the Most High. I know a lot of brothers' priorities jacked up in general. But that's a part of repentance. You got to learn how to prioritize. Some brothers don't know how to prioritize their bills. Some brothers spend money at the gas station every day, then be short on their light bill and all of that. You got to learn that too. You know what I'm saying? But when you come into this truth, that's a thing that you got to learn. Christ is your life. That come first. Everything else fall in line after that. And remember, he not going to have you out here hurting. He ain't going to have it to where you butt naked and poor and all of that. You ain't going to be able to do the work like that. You see what I'm saying? He going to take care of you, but he got to see if you loyal to him regardless. Y'all understand that?
Yes, sir.
Read on.
And has called understanding thy mother.
Uh-huh.
And therefore have I showed thee the treasures of the highest.
Right. So the reward that Esdras got was deep understanding of the Bible mysteries. It wasn't no carnal reward. He wasn't like, hey, you can have, this whole land over here because you forsook your way and applied diligence to me. Nah, he just gave him a deeper understanding of the Bible. He let Esdras know what was going to happen in the last days. He wasn't living in the last days, so what did it matter? You see what I'm saying? If you're thinking carnally, what type of reward is that? Yeah, I can know what's going to happen in the last days all I want to, but what about now? He could have had that attitude. You see what I'm saying? But that's the reward that he got. From there, go to Luke 9:23. Luke 9:23.
Luke chapter 9, verse 23. And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself.
Let him what?
Deny himself.
If any man come to Christ, you got to deny yourself. Meaning it's things that you want to do, but that's really what Satan wants you to do. So you got to deny it if you're following Christ. You're going to have to deny yourself. Yeah, I really want to just stay at home on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I really just want to go to this party on Friday night. I really just want to, you know what I'm saying, still deal with my ex in the world. I still want to just fire up the blunt from time to time. God said, look, no, If you want to be in this walk, you're going to have to deny yourself. You got brothers in here that are, they think in their mind they can be strong in the Lord, power of his might on Saturday. And Sunday, when they ain't got no obligation to be at the school, they can just sit back and nah. For this is a everyday, this is your life, regardless of when you at the school or not. This is your life. So you got to deny yourself anything contrary to what God ordained you to do. Read on.
And take up his cross daily.
And take up his what?
Cross daily.
What do the cross represent in the New Testament? It's one word, start with an S. What do the cross represent? Brother David.
I say sacrifice.
Sacrifice. That's the precept to show you what it means to be a living sacrifice. Meaning every day you're gonna be alive, but you're gonna have to die. You're gonna have to kill the old man. You're gonna have to say no to your lusts and pleasures that you want to do, that you have learned that God said you can't do, that God prefers you not to do. Every day you're going to have to deny yourself. Every day you're going to have to make sacrifices for the Lord. So that may mean sacrificing, time with your child that's with, they mama an unbeliever, they mama a heathen, whatever. Hey, that's a sacrifice. He said, if you forsake that for my name's sake, you're going to receive 100-fold in the kingdom. Would you rather have, just one son that, they half-hearted, they still, believe what they white mama believe or they white daddy believe, you know what I'm saying? They still believe that. Or 100 righteous, holy, perfect, full-blooded, whatever, children in the kingdom. Which one you'd rather have?
100.
Hey, 100 is brothers out there now like, oh, that ain't easy like he think he asking it. Hey, that's the logic of God. You might have to forsake your mind on that one. He said, look, you forsake, what you got in this world right now, for my name's sake, to do what I want you to do, you're going to receive 100-fold in the kingdom. That's going to suffice you. That's going to give you reward for your sacrifice. Read on.
And follow me.
Uh-huh.
For whosoever would save his life shall lose it.
So what does that mean? Whosoever shall save his life shall lose it. What does that mean, David?
Basically, like when you saving your life, meaning like once you start walking the path of eternal life, you got to give up your old life, the things that you used to do.
Nope.
No.
What does it mean? If you save your life, you shall lose it. Brother Matthew. If you save your life, you shall lose it.
He letting you know if you try to save your worldly life, then you're going to lose eternal life.
Right. Give me an example.
So an example would be like, I'm going to use myself.
Yeah.
I want to pursue my life in the MLB.
Right.
Okay, you're going to gain the riches in the world, but you're not going to get the kingdom.
Right. Why? Because their lifestyle, just doing that is wrong, but what come with the MLB. You see, I'm breaking the Sabbath,
right.
Not being able to preach this gospel out.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you seeking to say that, there's something that you had going in the world before Christ. You trying to say that and keep that going, you're going to lose your soul that he letting you borrow.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right. And that go for, worldly parents, worldly children, worldly siblings, all of that. You trying to keep your relationship with them, and that's going to cause you to trim your ways. That's going to cause you to still come around on pagan holidays. You know what I'm saying? Forsake the assembling of yourselves together with believers and all of that. All right, you're going to lose your life playing with God like that. God is a jealous God. You know what I'm saying? You got to think. It's only two masters. If they not in this truth, who are they serving? Who they boss? Satan. So they're just like rival companies. You know what I'm saying? If you a salesman at Dodge, but you always at Chevy, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go work for them. Hell wrong with you. You see what I'm saying? That's how we got to think in this truth. If they don't belong to God, then I don't have no obligation to deal with them if that's going to cause me to trim my ways and break the laws of God. You understand that? Read on.
But whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it.
So if you lose your life, you lose, you know what I'm saying, them things, them urges and all that you wanted to do, the people that you wanted to be around, the life that you wanted to live. If you lose that, if you forsake that, you really saving your life. You really gaining eternal life. Because you fulfilling the conditions that God gave you in order to get the kingdom. Read on.
For what is a man advantaged if he gain the whole world?
Right, so what's going to be the profit if you gain everything in this world? You tight knit with everybody you want to be tight knit with. You got the job you want to have. You got the money you want to have. You got everything your heart desire in this world. But a lot of those things cause you to disobey what God said. What advantage is that if you gain the whole world and do what?
And lose himself.
You're going to lose yourself in the process. Trying to serve two masters, trying to juggle. Well, I want to be in it, but I still want to do this. And you're going to lose yourself. You're going to lose yourself. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Is that it on that?
It's a little more.
Go ahead.
Or be cast away.
And be what?
Cast away.
And be thrown out, spewed out of his mouth. They go back to that Revelation 3. All right, that's it.
That's it.
Jump down to verse 59. Let's see, some real examples of brothers trying to do that with Christ. And let's see his response. Was he like, nah, yeah, bro, I understand. Go ahead. You good. Let's see, how Christ got down when brothers was trying to give excuses. They thought they had a reason not to apply diligence to following him. They acted as if certain stuff took precedence over following him. Read that.
Verse 59. And he said unto another, follow me. But he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father.
Wait a minute. So he said to a brother, hey, follow me. And the dude was like, oh, hold on, wait. Let me go bury my father first. His father, obviously, was not running with Christ. So he was like, hey, let me go bury my daddy first. His brothers and sisters in the body, they'd be missing whole Sabbaths, missing whole events, and all that, to attend the burials of their worldly family who was willingly breaking God's commandments. See, now we finna start sounding extreme. So we got to bag it up. What did Christ say? How did Christ respond to that? Hey, let me go bury my father first. Read on.
Jesus said unto him, let the dead bury their dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of God.
Wow. So Christ literally said, let's confirm again that I'm not tripping. He said, preaching the gospel, doing the work is more important than attending to people's lives that are not really alive in this truth. They dead in their sins in the world. Which one is more important? What did Christ say? Preaching the gospel, doing the work. They come first. I'm just trying to, it ain't just us saying it. Because brothers be, they be telling you, they don't even be asking, they'll be seeking counsel. They be telling you, hey, I'm finna leave because I got to go, I got to go save my worldly family. You know what I'm saying? They just tell you that, hold on, bro. Like, wait a minute. What spirit you in? You know what I'm saying? If some type of harm is going on to your worldly family, when they got granted the opportunity to repent, there could be judgment from God. They go back to their serving two masters. So what, you gonna try to help them not get judged by God? when they could have been at the Sabbath with you if they really loved the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Y'all gotta reform y'all mind in here. A lot of y'all, the responses and the excuses and all that y'all be giving, I'm telling you, y'all one foot in, one foot out. Y'all half-hearted. For real. Read on.
And another also said, Lord, I will follow thee, but let me first go bid them farewell, which are at home at my house.
Right, let me go tell them bye at the crib real quick. Let me go back to my house and let them know I'm finna come follow you. Yeah, now you would think, well, I know Christ's gonna be nice to that one. Read on.
And Jesus said unto him, no man, having put his hand to the plow and looking back, is fit for the kingdom of God.
Damn, that's kind of harsh. Based on what that brother told him, Christ basically told him, bro, you ain't built to follow me. You ain't built for this walk. You ain't fit for this. Go home and stay there. Or am I tripping? Or did he say something else? Did it mean something else? He just told the brother, based on him having that attitude, yo, let me go do this first before I follow you and do what you want me to do. Let me go handle this first at the crib. Christ said, bro, you ain't fit for the kingdom of God.
Hey, officer. Hey, that's heavy. Hey, because you know what it would have happened, right? He would have went home, and what would have happened?
He would have stayed home.
He would have stayed home.
Stayed at that
That's
house.
why, because Christ knew that. He was like, oh, no, this brother going to go home.
We
They're
done
going to
seen
persuade
brothers
him.
do that for real.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be back. You know,
Never
as soon as
show
they
up.
say that. All right, shalom, bro. I'll see you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You know they ain't coming back.
They like, he telling you to leave me?
Yeah.
Man.
Hey. Keep reading, though. Chapter 10, verse 1.
Luke chapter 10, verse 1. After these things, the Lord appointed others 70 also.
So after you had these brothers that was trying to give excuses not to follow Christ, when he said to, he appointed 70 others. Read.
And sent them two and two before his face, into every city and place, whither he himself would come.
So he couldn't do the work alone. He had to have brothers to help him go and preach the gospel to every city that he would desire to go teach at. Damn, excuse me, I always got that in my system. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Nah, it ain't. Come on, bro. But ain't no Rona up here. But nah, what I was finna say? So yeah, he couldn't do the work alone. So we had brothers that was about it. Now you might think 70, that's a lot, 70. But we was in our land. That means everywhere that you went to, it was Israelites. It ain't like we sending, he wasn't sending brothers to Kroger to sift through Edomites and other nations to find Jake to give a flyer. Everywhere you went to, it was Jake. And all of them needed to hear the good news. So there was a lot of work to be done. So 70 men was not a lot at all. That was not a lot at all. That was very, very scarce considering the level of work that had to be done. So watch this. Read on.
Therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few.
Right. The kingdom of heaven, the reward for this, doing this work in this life, being able to reign for eternal life is great. But the people who going to be willing to sacrifice, forsake their way, and what they want to do this work is few. It's only a few brothers that's cut like that. It's only a few. Read on.
Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into his harvest.
Right, so he told the disciples, hey, pray for more laborers. I'm telling you, majority of the time I pray, I got to throw that in there. Because, hey, I'm telling you, hey, I can do a flyer mission, I can teach a class and all that, all I want to. But at the end of the day, I can't wake up Arkansas by myself. You know what I'm saying? I want brothers on board. If I'm doing a flyer mission here, I want brothers to hold one down over there. So we reaching more people, more areas. I don't want to be doing this work by myself. I always pray for more brothers that's willing to do the work just like I'm willing to do the work and beyond. All of us should be praying for that. From there, let's go to chapter 14, verse 26. I ain't going to get through all these scriptures. Chapter 14, verse 26.
Luke chapter 14, verse 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
I'm telling you, bro, people would have hated Christ. You know what I'm saying? You got to think what the attitudes brothers and sisters be having when you tell them, nah, don't go to that graduation. Don't go to that birthday party. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, so you telling me, so that spirit right there, so you telling me, read that again.
If any man come to me and hate not his father.
This is in the Bible. It's not me saying, hey, in the word, before any knowledge of this Bible, nah, bro, you go with your family, man. But, hey, family, yeah, all of that. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? But now, hey, now I know the scriptures. Now I know what's really supposed to take precedence in your life if you in this truth. So, no, I'm going to tell you thus said the Lord. Now, hey, if you can be at camp, don't go to where they at, because they not more important than preaching this gospel. I don't give a damn how you feel, because Christ didn't give a damn. Right. That's what he said. If you don't hate your father, mother, children, your own life, you cannot be his disciple. You not built for this walk. Read on. Verse 27.
All right. And whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
So if you don't make the sacrifices that he bid of you, you're not worthy to be his disciple. Read on.
For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counted the cost?
Right. So remember, that he trying the spirits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all are trying to follow me, but I ain't no entertainer. You know what I'm saying? If you following me, you need to be about this work. You need to count the cost. You need to make sure that you built to make the proper sacrifices to really do this. Because which one of y'all will sit up there and finna build a tower and don't gather up all the, calculations and how much stuff gonna cost? Who would do that? Who in their right mind would do such a thing? No, you gonna make sure, okay, I can afford this amount of wood, this amount of cement, so on and so forth, right? You ain't just finna willy-nilly just throw something together if you ain't got the budget for it. But when it comes to the truth, we don't think like that. That's what Christ's telling us to do. You got to count the cost. If you know, all right, you hear you Israelite, and you know you married to a white woman. You know what I'm saying? You got to think, damn, okay, she got half of everything I got. She deal with me. I sleep with her every night, so on and so forth. I'm going to have to break that completely off. That's going to cost. Literally, it's going to cost them with divorce settlements and all of that. That's a cost that you got to count. All of us got a cost. All of us got an estimate when we learn this truth. All of us got an estimate of what we're going to have to cut out before we really come into this walk. But brothers, they just skip past the estimate. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, shalom. And then be the same brothers always giving excuses and now let me just fall back. I ain't ready to do all that. What? Read on.
Whether he have sufficient to finish it. Less happily after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it.
So you come into the truth, but you ain't count the cost. So you ain't able to endure. You ain't able to keep going and keep pushing. Read on.
All that behold it begin to mock him.
Right. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, that you first learn, you try to tell people, man, we the Israelites. They're like, bro, you tripping. They a hate group. No, man, we really the Israelites. And then you get these trials and all of that you weren't prepared for. You get these orders that you don't want to take, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. and then you go back around them, guess what they gonna do?
They gonna mock.
Oh man, what happened to them? Shalom. Hear that? You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen to you. Read on.
Saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish.
That man started wearing fringes and all that. Now what he gonna do? Cut him off his shirt? You know what I'm saying? Now what he gonna do? Read on.
Or what king going to make war against another king, sitting not down first and consulted whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000.
Right, don't no real commander of an army just willy-nilly go to war. You gonna make sure you got enough men. You gonna make sure you got the manpower to oppose the opposing army. You ain't just feeling willy-nilly do that. You gonna count, you gonna make, nah, we probably don't have a good chance in this fight. Read on.
Or else, while the other is yet a great way off.
While the ops is a great way off, the ones with 20,000 to your 10, read on.
He sendeth an ambassage and desire conditions of peace.
Hey, bro, we don't want no smoke because we ain't got enough manpower for that. You know what I'm saying? We good. Hey, we don't want no smoke. That's a man that was smart. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't really ready to give all this stuff up, then you got to come to your senses before you come in here and say, yeah, I want a soldier exam. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't willing to sacrifice an hour out your day to learn the scriptures to pass the damn test. I mean, I don't know. But you said you want it, though. Nah. Come to your senses. Think. Use your brain. Read on.
So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he had, he cannot be my disciple.
And that, you know the crazy part of the way Christ taught? He used examples in which common sense is applied. Stuff that was completely unrelated to the Bible and commandments. Talking about building a house. Talking about going to war. You know what I'm saying? He used people that's in the world that's able to apply common sense. Because it's like, just like with the Esau military analogy. Why do we always use that? Why do we do it? Because it's common sense things that's applied within that. Like, you get an order in their army and you don't want to take it, you're going to get put out. So why you can't fathom and register that in this truth? In the army of God. Why is it not clicking now? That's the way Christ taught. Bro, if you in the world and this happens, what you expect it to go down in the truth? If you ain't able to forsake all that you got, you ain't fit for this. If you want to still live a life outside of your life that's supposed to be Christ, you can't have none of him. For real. From there. Go to John 12:25. John 12:25.
The book of John, chapter 12, verse 25. He that loveth his life shall lose it.
He that what?
Loveth his life shall lose it.
Sound like we done read this already. He that loveth his life. But I love my car. I love my house. I love my job. But I mean, they make you break the Sabbath. They keep you away from doing the work. They cause you to partake in pagan rituals, activities. But I love it. Read that again.
He that loveth his life shall lose it.
God said if you love your life in this wicked world, you're going to lose your life in this wicked world. Read on.
And he that hated his life.
He that what?
Hated his life in this world.
He that hated his life in this world shall what?
Shall keep it until life eternal.
Damn. So you going to get the kingdom of heaven. You going to get eternal life if you hate your life here in Babylon. You got to think, bruh. You supposed to become a whole new creature. You come to the understanding that I was an opposition of God. So all of that I was doing was in opposition to him, so I'm going to stop. That's supposed to be the mindset. You're supposed to gain hatred for them things that was causing you to go astray from God. If that ain't your spirit, if that ain't your MO in your mind, you're going to die. They got to become your mentality. You got to hate the things that you was doing that God did not approve of. You got to. Read on. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it on that one.
All right, go to Revelation 12 and 11.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
So it's talking about the people that's going to get the kingdom, the people that overcome, the trials in this life. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb. If it wasn't for Christ's death, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't make it. Read on.
And by the word of their testimony.
Right, the testimony of Christ. Read.
And they loved not their lives unto the death.
Right, so these people that we're reading about that's in the kingdom that overcame this world, they did not love their life. They did not have no attachment to this wicked world. They did not love their life. And that's what fueled them to overcome. Because you got to think, I did the class before. Remember Lot's wife, right? Right. When she looked back, what happened? She still had some love for Sodom. She still had some love for Sodom. Soon as she looked back, she lost her life. She lost her life. Can't have no love for this world, the things you used to do in this world. From there, go to Mark chapter 4, verse 18. Sadly enough, we're going to always have these type of people in these walls. We're going to always have these people that try to play both sides. You know what I'm saying? The same brothers you barely see, you barely hear from. You could be around them 3-4 years, still don't really know them. Because they got a whole nother life outside of this life. You know what I'm saying? For real. That's the dispensation. It's only a matter of time. Read what you got.
Mark chapter 4, verse 18. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world.
The what?
The cares of this world.
The cares of this world. Let me tell y'all something about myself. All right, so when I was in the world, I used to have a watch fetish. You know what I'm saying? I had a polo fetish. I had a Levi fetish. All of that. I used to spend I used to wear $1,000 outfits. You know what I'm saying? I used to love that. That was me. Why? Because I cared about how I looked to the world, to the public. I wanted to be fresh. Every time you see me, I want to be clean. You know what I'm saying? That was me. So read that again.
And the cares of this world.
I cared about the world. You got some brothers that's in this truth. They still have that care. They care about how the world looks at them. You know what I'm saying? They care about their mama still having love for them. That's why they'll be willing to break Sabbaths and all of that for their mama. They got pants on, a walking abomination. Blood in her head. Yeah, Revelation 14, whatever. Yeah, baby. I brought you into this world. When they say that, right. When they say that, they saying they the damn Antichrist. You know what I'm saying? They atheists. What the hell is you talking about?
God brought you in this world.
Right. God brought me in this job. What the hell? You God? Y'all know, hey, shout out to my mama. I love her. I pray she make her way back up in here. Not like she was ever just in here, but she visited like once or twice. Lord's willing, she come back. But one day she told me, I was your first guy. Right. For real. And she got a theology degree. You know what I'm saying? She done read the Bible. She go to church. But they just show you, man. I'm telling you, these laws make everything manifest. If you really love God, you really, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming to you with the Bible. The Bible say this. You go to your family. Yeah, they may have loved you over the years. But once you see that they have no love for God, they not willing to change their ways to follow this. Why still be attached to them to the point where you'll be willing to curve or go around what you know God say to do? You see what I'm saying? That's the cares of this world. Yeah, somebody that, you know, your cousin, your OG, whatever, he might, man, I respect what you doing and all that, but bro, you gotta love your mama, man. I know everybody that had them type of talks. Man, you gotta love your mama. Yeah, all that, that's good, bro. I'm happy for you, bro. But you can't do your mama like that, man. You gotta be able to say, bro, to hell what you talking about, bye. Repent. For real, you gotta think, bro. You know they always put that card like, you don't ever see me no more. If it was the truth, why is it taking you away from your family? Really? Yeah, you don't call me. Really? When you think about it, you gotta think about it. If you came into the truth, mama, brother, cuz, if you came into the truth, you would see me more than you would see me in the world. The burden on you. You see what I'm saying? If my mama, because she always, well, we ain't seen Zion in so long. Right. How often y'all see Lil Zion? Right. You see what I'm saying? He know some of y'all first name faces. If my mama was in here, she'll be a close grandma. She'll be close to her grandson. She the one that's making a choice not to follow God. But y'all be letting them trick you into thinking you doing something wrong for choosing this over being with them when you could be in this. What you finna say?
Hey, it's crazy, officer, as you say that, because my mama-in-law was in the truth, you know. So my mama be like, man, they always with your mama-in-law. I'm like, well, guess what? You got to understand, mama. You know what I'm saying? They actually come to the Sabbath. They keep the Sabbath.
Right.
She do this, she do that. So why would I bring my kids at your house or let them try to keep a Sabbath with you? You know what I'm saying? At least I know my mama-in-law gonna probably try to visit another school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do this with and they will learn the righteous acts. And she see my daughters anytime she want to. Why? Because guess what? She's my family, not only in the world, but she's my family in this truth. Right. You know? So I'm telling you, man, like, if your family is, you know, trying to hold you back, bro, you gotta be like, man, hey, mama, you wanna come see me? Come keep the Sabbath with me. Come over here. Come here's a flyer. Come to the school, 1802. You know where we at. And if they don't come, guess what? Wipe my hands away. Don't say nothing about you don't see me.
All praise to the Most High. I feel I have to cut out a lot of scriptures, but it's all good. Read that again.
Mark chapter 4, verse 19. And the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful.
Right, so it could be the cares of this world, the cares of riches, because there's a lot of brothers that put their job over this, or their occupation, or what they want to do, or whatever. They put that over the Most High. It said, when you come into this truth, and you start to let that stuff take precedence over this work, it's going to eventually choke the word and make it unfruitful. Choke the word, meaning you going to be entangled back into the world. You're going to be caught up in the world, and you no longer going to be able to serve your true master, which is Christ. You're going to get captured by that. You ain't going to be able to go back and serve Christ. For real, that day going to come when you're going to be stuck on one side or the other. You dibbling, dabbling with all that you used to do in the world, acting like you could play both sides. Eventually, it's going to put you in a headlock, and we ain't going to see you no more. For real, let's get the biblical proof. Go to Philemon 1 real quick. I said Philemon. You don't never hear no precepts in Philemon. Y'all better thank the Most High for this class.
Right.
I get exclusive. Let's go to Philemon, man. Philemon, verse 23.
Philemon, verse 23.
Hold on, wait. Let everybody let them find it. Yeah, I ain't got there yet. I think it's
It's right before
Philemon
Hebrews.
after Titus.
Right.
After Titus, before Hebrews. All right?
One chapter.
Let's get there. Read that.
Philemon, verse 23.
Watch this.
They'll salute thee, Epaphras, my fellow prisoner in Christ Jesus.
Right, so Paul wasn't, because, you know, people get simple. Well, I mean, you can't say we all got to be prisoners, because that was just Paul, because that's just the life he lived. No. He had fellow prisoners, his brothers, his fellow laborers in this truth. We all prisoners. We all owe Christ our life. We here to serve him, period. But watch this. Read on.
Marcus, Aristarchus, Demas.
Who?
Aristarchus, Demas.
Demas or Demas.
Demas.
At this point, he a what? Read on.
Lucas, my fellow laborers.
At this point, he a fellow laborer with Paul. He's side by side with Paul while he going, teaching the word, doing the work. He in the truth. He with it. But watch this. Go to 2 Timothy 4, verse 10. Let's see what happened to our brother Demas, who was a laborer that was in this thing. Watch this. Let's see what choked him up. Read.
2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 10.
Uh-huh.
For Demas have forsaken me, having loved this present world.
Having what?
Having loved this present world.
So a fellow laborer with Paul, somebody dedicated to the work. How the hell did he get to a point where he forsook the prophets of God? Christ always said, forsake everything else that ain't moving in line with me. How you forsake the train that Christ called you to come aboard on? How did he forsake his brother? He said he had what?
Having loved this present world.
His love for this world. He had attachments to that society back then, that Greco-Roman society. He had attachments to that world. He could not let it go. And that led to him eventually being stuck on that side and forsaking this work, forsaking the gospel. Read on.
And is departed unto Thessalonica.
Right, he went back to Thessalonica. Do your research. In Thessalonica, places like Corinth, Thessalonica, Colossae, it was a lot of freaky stuff going on. Demons probably had them, he probably had them women's or something. You know what I'm saying? Probably had, status, whatever. Whatever it was, he let that choke him up to where, hey, I'm straight. I'm good. I ain't with that Israelite stuff no more. Read on.
Crescens to Galatia. Titus unto Dalmatia.
So not only Demas, but Titus. His book is next. He got a book in the Bible. He was ordained to be a bishop over a congregation. What happened to him? He eventually got choked up and departed and forsook the truth. So it can happen to anybody. So we all got to take heed to this and let it marinate. You do not have no life outside of this truth. You really don't. You owe everything in your body, everything, period, to Christ, because he bought you with his blood. For real. So now 2 more scriptures. Yeah, 2 more scriptures. Go to Ecclesiastes 5. Now, the reason I'm bringing these out is because you got, brothers that use scriptures to try to justify stuff, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'll be like, I'm not coming to camp 101 because, I'm going to Six Flags. Well, I mean, bruh, like, you choosing Six Flags over Camp 101? But the scriptures say we got to joyfully. You see what I'm saying? Brothers to do that. Am I lying? Oh, okay. So read what you got. 5 and 18.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 18. Behold, that which I have seen, it is good and comely for one to eat and to drink, and to enjoy the good of all his labor.
To enjoy the good of all his labor. This is one of the scriptures brothers are used. See, we gotta have fun. I can't just be prisoner, slave to Christ, blah, blah, blah. I got the right to do stuff and then all of that. There's brothers that pull the scripture like this. Read on.
That he take it under the sun
Uh-huh.
all the days of his life.
All the days of his life. Read.
Which God giveth him, for it is his portion.
Right. So now, am I saying that you can't go to Six Flags ever? No. Am I saying that you can't go on trips and vacations? Nah. But what takes precedence? What's more important? If you got something to do for the Lord, then you should never choose that over the work of the Lord. If the Lord then granted you spare time and opportunity to have a little fun, do that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, brothers be trying to use these scriptures to interpret them like that. Now watch this. Go to Acts 2. Acts 2 and 44. They use that scripture to say, basically, they can use what the world provides and all of that to have fun. And, you know, we got to be happy. We got to have fun. Now, I ain't going to lie. Maybe it's just a level of spirituality that you got to get to, but I don't really think so. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's a principle of coming into the truth. Like, when I think about, for example, one of the things that we might want to do, like on Tuesday nights, we got the study call, right? At the rave or the whatever, you got $5 Tuesday movies. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta really think. You got stuff coming out like IUIC TV. You got 3 classes a day. You got IUIC Watch and Read. The Most High putting puzzle pieces and, you know what I'm saying? He's setting things up to where you don't need an outside source of entertainment. You don't need an outside source of happiness. You know what I'm saying? To have fun and enjoy yourself. You don't got to join the people in the world. You got to think. Majority of the people, probably everybody in the movie theater, unless you're going with somebody in the truth, if Christ came back, they destined to get burnt up. Now, you could be caught up out of that. I ain't saying just because you in the movie theater with them, you're going to die with them. I'm just saying that's the environment that you in just to have a little fun. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High making things happen to where we got filmmakers now. We putting together movies. We putting together whole TV networks. We got Israel Unite Radio. You know what I'm saying? You got all these radio shows coming in. Brothers and sisters still struggle with listening to the radio. Hootie-hoo. For real. Well, you got Daily Bread at that time in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You got, on Sunday, you got like 7 or 8 different damn radio shows to pick from. Y'all got to see the vision, bro. Y'all don't have to forsake the truth. You know what I'm saying? Do this and do that. Basically, have a separate life just to enjoy yourself. Y'all got to see the vision. Watch this, Acts 2 and 44.
Acts chapter 2, verse 44.
Uh-huh.
And all that believed were together and had all things coming.
And had what?
All things coming.
Right, so the believers in Christ was together. They had all things coming. Read.
And sold their possessions and goods and parted them to all men, as every man had need.
So some of them had great possessions. They had a lot of bread. They had a lot of this, a lot of that. But they sold it to look out for their brothers and sisters that didn't have it. Read on.
And they continuing daily.
And they what?
Continuing daily.
Every day. Not just Wednesdays and Saturdays. Every day. Read on.
With one accord in the temple.
With one accord in the place of worship. Read.
And breaking bread from house to house.
Uh-huh.
Did eat their meat with gladness.
With what?
With gladness.
No, man. I mean, damn, you already got me 3 days a week, man. Can I live? I already got to come around y'all 3-4 days a week. See what I'm saying? But in the Bible, with the real followers of Christ, the people that was really built like that, it said they was continuing daily with gladness. They ain't had no problem. It wasn't grievous. It wasn't no burden to them. And well, I'm missing my Monday night football. I'm already missing my Monday night football. Golly, what else you going to take from me? If you got that attitude, man, I'm telling you, Hey, read on.
And singleness of heart.
So the point is, you know what I'm saying, if they was able to all come together every single day with gladness, they all devoted their life to this truth. They all had the understanding that Christ is our life. So whatever it is that you crave, you know, as far as fun or to have joy, we, the salt of the earth, we can all come together and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Make our own damn movies, our own TV show. Make our own music to listen to. You see what I'm saying? We can do all that our damn self. But we got to see the vision, though. For real. Like, when I'm in here, when I'm dealing with y'all or whatever, I don't be wanting to leave.
Right.
You got some brothers that be in a rush to leave. Why? Because it's something in that world that they want to tend to. Now, we supposed to, Isaiah 45:17, we are the world. Hell, we supposed to be building a world within ourselves. How is that going to happen if you have time here and you have time, got to go do what you got to do or want to do in the world? No. Bring that energy or whatever in here, creativity and whatnot, and you'll have that here. You'll be able to satisfy whatever that is in righteousness. And it'll be better, a whole lot better. For real, brothers can listen to songs now and get precepts and still be hard. Matter of fact, I need y'all to drop that after the scripture. Yeah, man. Yeah, we finna drop that. Let me get one last scripture, Acts 11. So let me fly through this right here. Now, I ain't get to go through all the scriptures and make all my points, but this is a point I had been meant to make in previous classes. The Lord because right now, y'all at ease. Right now, stuff ain't really, the heat ain't really turned on yet, but it's coming. Y'all brothers and sisters that's real part-time, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm your brother and sister a couple days out the week. I'm telling you, the Most High gonna make it to where we gonna have to come to the realization that we all we got. It's gonna come. Watch this, read that.
What verse?
Acts 11:27.
Acts chapter 11, verse 27.
Remember that we living in the last days. Christ said it's gonna be famine, pestilence, all of that, right? Watch this, read.
And in these days came prophets from Jerusalem unto Antioch, and there stood up one of them, named Agabus, and signified by the Spirit that there should be great dearth throughout all the world.
Right, so the word dearth, D-E-A-R-T-H, means famine. So a prophet came to the church and let them know it's finna be a famine throughout all the world. Y'all know what happened when famines come, right? All them movie theaters, all them skating rinks, all them, whatever the hell you have fun, all that stuff closed down. You can't go there. You can't even go to the store because ain't nothing there. He said it's going to be a great dearth throughout all the world. Read on.
Which came to pass in the days of Claudius, Caesar. Then the disciples, every man according to his ability, determined to send relief unto the brethren which dwelt in Judea.
So they had to come together to look out for one another. It wasn't you see what I'm saying? Basically, it came to the point where we had to realize in adversity and persecution, we all we got. All right, it's going to be a dearth. I bet. Let's make sure these brothers over here straight. Read on.
Which also they did, and sent it to the elders by the hands of Barnabas and Saul.
Right, so that was some of the early bricks of the Apostle Paul. Before he really started getting it in, he started out humble beginnings of serving, traveling to churches, making sure they had food in their pantry. You know what I'm saying? To make it through the famine. But the point is, you know, I'm telling you, it's going to come times, it's going to come instances in the near future where we're going to see and come to the realization that we all we got. This is our life. It's nothing out there in the world for us. When these things come to pass, ain't none of them worldly family members, none of your worldly organization, ain't nobody going to be there for you except the brothers and sisters in here that you only want to see once a week. Or once some brothers be like, damn, every Sabbath? You know what I'm saying? the same way that you feel or whatever, you gonna see we the only ones that really care about you, and we the only ones that gonna be able to look out for each other. So get your mind right, man. Stop acting like you got a whole nother life outside of this. All right? So, y'all all right?
Sure.
Okay. All praise to the Most High. I ain't get to the questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. We started late as hell. You know what I'm saying? We started late as hell, and we had to address other stuff. So, all praise to the Most High. Can you drop that? This is a new IUIC Arkansas song.
We used to scream Black Power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.